guys, and welcome to another edition of Market Marauders. Beating the market, one trade at a time. For you to Market Marauders, investment channel, helps you find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Without further ado, I'm going to give you some updates on earnings season. As you know, it is earnings season, and lots of earnings are coming out this week and the weeks prior. So just look forward to that. Also, lots of moves being made by other companies that have had previous earnings. So look forward to those as well. Going to give you an update on some of the ones that I looked at yesterday, as well as an update for some of the ones that I'm looking at today. So without further ado, let's jump into the first one that had earnings today. One of them is also going to be from someone from yesterday suggested this one, so I added it to the list. Going into the first one on the list from the community tab, which is where I had all the plays. We're going to look at BABA, ticker sign BABA, for Alibaba. The moving average 10 for them is $256.84. Moving average 50 for them is $258.08, and the moving average 100 is $255.62. So they ended today at $257.97, and after hours went down 31 cents to $257.66. So overall, went down a little bit after earnings was reported, but looks like it tried to rally up a little bit afterwards. If we look on here, there was a large sell-off after hours, so ended essentially bearish. And if we look at the chart right here, it is bearish because the moving average 10 line has crossed the moving average 50 line, but it looks like it may try to go back up and go above that moving average 50 line and try to be bullish yet again. So we'll see how that performs tomorrow. Without further ado, let's jump into the earnings, see how they perform. So I looked at the earnings earlier this morning, so they were pretty good in my personal opinion. Going to revenue, revenue was in U.S. dollars amount, 21 million, an increase of 34% year over year. Annual active consumers, says in our China retail marketplace reached 742 million, an increase of 16 million from the 12-month period ending in March 31st. Mobile MAUs on our China retail marketplace reached 874 million in June of 2020, an increase of 28 million over March 2020. And it says income from operation was basically 4.9 million, an increase of 42%. Year over year. Adjusted EBITDA, a non-GAAP measured, increased 30% to 7.2 million. Adjusted EBITDA and non-GAAP measurements increased 31%. So basically pretty good metrics as far as that's concerned. A lot of good moves going on for the company. But the one thing that I would say why the stock performed the way that it did, despite having fantastic earnings, is basically everything that's going on politically with this stock and stocks like it. So if you're not familiar, or if you do not live in the U.S., basically President Trump has kind of been adamant about different companies that are not sole U.S. companies and their relation with the U.S. He's trying to go and regulate these companies that use U.S. consumers or have business in the U.S. to have U.S. ties in order to be considered. So if you're not familiar with what happened with TikTok, basically Trump said that TikTok was like a security or something like that risk, and that they were taking data. So he advised, a U.S. company to go and to try to, get the U.S. side of this company. I think the company is ByteDance, which has TikTok. But anyway, the two main U.S. players who are trying to obtain this, one is being Microsoft, that has been in talks with the makers of TikTok, as well as recently, thrown out there Oracle. Oracle is another company that recently has talked about trying to acquire TikTok. Trump said he approved the other day Oracle, trying to pursue getting TikTok. So he supports their acquisition. I do remember when Microsoft was talking about acquiring it, Trump was saying, some of the money from the deal needs to go to the U.S. Secretary or U.S. Treasury or something like that. But I doubt that's going to happen. But interested to see, how those stocks behave getting closer to that date. I think September 15th was the date that was, supposed to have the deal done, or the date that he gave the companies to finish the deal. So looking around September 15th for the actual completion of that deal, or some new terms to come with how TikTok will be accessed in the U.S. So going to the next one that we have on here is ticker sign ROST for Ross Stores. If you're not familiar with what Ross is kind of sort of like a thrift store, but they sell designer clothes for pretty good, decent prices. Their moving average 10 is $88.35. The moving average 50 is $92.27, and the moving average 100 is $93.06. If we look on here, they ended the day at $87.46, and they went down after hours to $87. Went up to $87.60. So went up 14 cents after hours. If we look on here, they're still what I would consider bearish because the moving average 10 line has definitely dipped down past the moving average 50 and moving average 100 line, and it's continued to go down even more. So, I would definitely consider them bearish, but maybe it can turn around because it seems like after hours it rallied just a little bit more. So, jumping into their earnings to see how they performed. Let's read on here. It says a net income of $22 million, which compares to the net income of $413 million the prior year. Total sales for the period were $2.7 billion, down from $4 billion the second quarter. Comparable stores sales were down 12% for reopened stores from detail of their reopening to end the fiscal year. So basically, they're struggling quite a bit. Going from 22 million to 413 million is a large difference in income. So, their price action was not as good as Target's. Target actually beat their estimate. So this was kind of, not the path forward that I thought that they would take. I thought they were going to do good as well. Retail stores have been rallying for the past couple of weeks, so I expected to see, this company rally with those other stores. But, to each his own, and lesson learned on that for Ross Stores. So going to the last one for earnings, we have one that subscriber suggested yesterday, which is ticker sign GAN. I had no idea what this company was, but it did say they had earnings. Moving average 10 on them is $25.44. Moving average 50 is $24.76. And the moving average 100 is $23.05. It looks like they ended the day at $25.17, but then after hours went down $3.47 to end the day at $21.70. So quite a move downward after hours. But if we look on the left-hand side, it looks like they kind of made up that traction after hours. This company is bullish. I did look up the company to see what they do. They are a gaming company, and they do like a lot with online gambling, kind of the services for that. So pretty interesting business model for them. They are bullish, denoted by this moving average 10 line being above this moving average 50 and moving average 100 line. How long they would be bullish, I don't know, but let us jump into their earnings. So for their earnings today, it says revenue increased 99% compared to prior year. to 8.3 million. 110% increase in real money internet gaming, or RMIG, revenue of 5.7 million compared to the prior year. United States accounted for 85% of revenue, 75% prior year. Active player days and average revenue per daily active user, or ARPDAU, increased 18% and 100% respectively compared to the prior year quarter. Gross profit increased 459% compared to prior quarter to 5.5 million. Loss attributed to holders of 8.8 million, including 8.8 million in expenses associated with GAN's initial public offering in the United States. So basically, their IPO contributed to part of this loss, compared to the loss of 1.9 million to the prior year. Adjusted EBITDA increased to 1.9 million compared to a loss of 0.2 the prior year. So it just shows that they've increased the amount of money that they've had. Then it shows that cash and cash equivalent balances was 63.8 million at June 30, 2020, compared to 10.1 million at December 31st, 2019, reflecting net proceeds from GAN's IPO. So basically, they've increased quite a bit. So, doing pretty good as far as that metric is concerned. Definitely in the gaming niche. So, definitely want to look at. I'll keep my eyes out on that one. Now going into another one that just came through, going over LCA. I actually have a video on my page about LCA that goes into a little bit more depth about the company, but I can look them up on here and add them to the watch list, and I'll give my synopsis of that. So let me pull them up real quick. So LCA is basically Lancadia Holdings 2 Incorporated. So a little bit of background information on them. They are merging with Golden Games, which is an online gambling company, sort of the same as DraftKings, if you're familiar with DraftKings, which is online gambling association. But their profits were really good, almost the same as this GAN stock. And they will be, once the merger is complete successfully, the second publicly traded online gambling company in the United States. So there are only two, and this will be the second one. So LCA, which the Lancadia Holdings, will be the avenue which this Golden Games will be going to for IPO. So if you're familiar with Nikola, ticker sign NKLA, they did a similar thing with their IPO. So with their IPO, they used this company, I think it was VTIQ, and they went public through that avenue. So it's basically a holdings company. Holdings company is basically a company that acquires a lot of different small companies and basically becomes the bank for the large companies. So if a company large enough, like the Golden Gaming's company in this situation, wants to acquire them, then a lot of times they'll change their ticker to be that company's ticker. But it's basically the same as this situation. Definitely looking forward to this one. And the video that I have definitely explains a lot more about that. If we look on here, they are very bullish, and I think they will continue to be bullish as time goes on, despite this 1470 drop. Their moving average 10 is $14.29. Moving average 50 is $13.99. And the moving average 100 is $13.34. So they went up all the way to $15 today. So pretty good rally as far as that's concerned. Looks like they started off the day around $13.95, went all the way up to $15. So if you were day trading it, you probably were able to lock in some good profits on that. But for the long term, I think it's a good long term hold as well. If you look at the performance of DraftKings, So let's pull that up just for comparison's sake. If you look at a company like DraftKings, which is similar to it, they're at $36.32. So essentially, I would say DraftKings is what that company has the potential of doing. So if you look at the chart for DraftKings, you can see that they are very bullish. They've continued a very bullish trend for quite a while, sometime in the positive direction. But the main difference between Lancadia Holdings and DraftKings is that DraftKings was having a lot of financial problems with the company as a whole, opposed to Golden Games, which this LCA will be the avenue through which they'll take. So, in my opinion, if you're comparing the two, I would say LCA is the better bet and definitely has better long-term potential of running up and going way higher than DraftKings does. DraftKings just has the more popularity because they have advertisements and it's in the sports sector, and sports kind of this niche topic because it's just starting back up. So DraftKings just has marketing, in my opinion, as an advantage. But if you go into the financials, the Golden Gamings definitely has the better financial background and profitability, which to me speaks a lot more than just the advertising aspect of it. So yeah, pretty good pick on that one. Definitely one to look at for long term. And if you want some more information on it, I would say check out the video on my page in my playlist of stock news, or just go to videos in general. And I have a video about that stock a little more in depth. So going into Target, so starting at the top of this list, going into Target, looks to have ran sideways for majority of the day. Not really much action going on with it. It did have, it shot up and went up after its earnings, which is what I thought Ross would do, but it did not perform the same way. So we're just looking at Target go sideways. Not going to see, too much volume with that. I think people may sell off a lot more tomorrow because they kind of ran the wave of it going up. So Target's moving average 10 is $152.52. Its moving average 50 is $145.60. Moving average 100 is $140.10. And it ended the day at $152.24. Woo. So it looks like after hours they went down 4 cents. So not too bad of a metric as far as that's concerned. And I would still consider them bullish, even though they seem to have fallen off quite a bit. I don't, see any reason for them to continue to go up. So I would say this is probably going to turn pretty bearish pretty soon, considering that it just went up because of earnings. So yeah, I'll definitely keep your eyes out on that one for it potentially going down. If we see the moving average 50 and moving average 100 line are getting increasingly closer to the moving average 10 line, which to me denotes that this may be on a bearish trend sometime soon. If we look at Lowe's, Lowe's is one of the ones that I had for yesterday. And Lowe's ended up being green today, which is pretty good. Pretty bullish. Still bullish from about the 17th where it broke out. They are still bullish. Their moving average 10 is $158.56. Moving average 50 is $158.38. And the moving average 100 is $157.03. So it looks like, they've been pretty bullish. The VWAP 14 is starting to trend the moving average 50 line. So volume has went down just a little bit, but still up there. And it looks like they ended the day at $158.58 and went up 41 cents after hours to $158.86. So pretty good metrics. Definitely keep your eyes out on that one. Did a synopsis of that for my video yesterday. Definitely a good company. If you're interested in dividends, it is a very good dividend company. They pay out. They do a lot of things with the community, and are very, consumer and employee and community focused company. I definitely prefer them over Home Depot, as far as a company in general, because I think they have a better business plan and they execute things a lot better. In my opinion, they definitely they have veterans parking, so they're open about supporting the veterans, which I'm happy about as well. So just overall, good company, in my opinion. So a good one to hold long term, or a good one to hold for dividends. If you would like to learn how to trade dividends, on my playlist, I have a small course on how to build a dividend portfolio. It is free. You don't have to pay for it. It is just like 4 videos explaining how to set up a dividend portfolio and how to track one. If you're not familiar with what dividends are, it's basically a way to get passive income. You hold a stock, and the stock pays you a certain amount of money just for holding it. So essentially, if you build a dividend portfolio, you can subsidize your income with dividends alone. So you can learn all about it in that playlist. So check it out. I don't believe in selling courses or making you pay any money for a course. I think all this information should be free. If you get something out of it, then you get something out of it. If you want to donate, I always have the Cash App link down at the bottom, if you are feeling charitable. But I don't do it for money. So jumping into the next one that I had for earnings, we have NVIDIA. So NVIDIA had their earnings yesterday. They had looked very grim, in my opinion, but it looks like they kind of bounced back. They're still going a little bit sideways, in my opinion, and the moving average 50 line has crossed the moving average 10 line, even though they ended the day green. So I would say moving average 10 is $487.69. Moving average 50 is $489.52. Moving average 100 is $472.87. They ended the day at $485.64. So bearish, beginning a bearish trend, in my opinion, despite this stuff being green on here. To me, whenever this moving average 10 line crosses the moving average 50 line, going in the opposite direction, I definitely say that it is bearish. That's just the way I analyze stocks, but some people may analyze them differently, but that is just the way that I personally analyze them. So still going to keep my eyes out on that one for tomorrow and see how they perform. They may have a reversal denoted by all this green right here and some pretty big orders in the green coming up on here. So definitely probably going to be one, if it does take off, going to be an early morning takeoff for that one. Going into the one, speaking of takeoffs, Tesla on a crazy uptrend today, like hit historical highs, the highest I've ever seen the stock and the highest the stock has ever been, to $2,000 a share. It went all the way up to $2,021. If we look on here, just this crazy bullish uptrend, just continue to go up and up and up and up, and it will not stop. This is due to the fact that it is going to be splitting this Friday. So this Friday is the last day that you can essentially buy the stock to have it recorded before the 5-to-1 split. And then once it has the 5-to-1 split, it will be a lot cheaper for more people to invest, and people will be able to get into the stock and trade it more often. So there's a lot of people who've been on the sidelines basically waiting for the perfect opportunity to get into the stock. I know back in March it was around $500 a share, and some people at the time didn't have money to put into it, even though they wanted to. They believe in the company, but now is going to be the opportunity to do so. And once that split happens, I expect to see it to continue to go up. So look forward to that. Also with Tesla, they have Battery Day coming up on the 15th of September, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Definitely going to set some industry benchmarks as far as EV technology is concerned and how the world will see electric vehicles. Now, they're supposed to be releasing their million-mile battery. Interested to see what that's all about. But, as far as Tesla is concerned, I think it's going to be good news for the company, and definitely happy to see this company get all the way to 2,000. I know, trader Kathy Woods was definitely happy to see it get to this level because she was one of the main bulls who, predicted that this would happen. And, her ETF company, ARK Invest, where she represents, was definitely one of the companies that I was excited to see this happen with. Now, I was also excited because I was able to lock in 2 shares. I bought them at 1,600, anticipating the split. So I think I got in at a pretty good price before this split happened. I think I was up $600 today, so I was happy about that. Definitely happy to see this going up, and I got 8 shares of Apple, pretty cheap too, anticipating the split. So I'm happy about that as well. So good luck to everybody out there who was able to get in on that. And if you aren't able, to afford a stock that's that expensive, you'll have your opportunity once it does its 5-to-1 split. It'll be a lot cheaper. But for those who are able to lock in, it's only going to go up from here. So the 5-to-1 split doesn't mean that you lose money. 5-to-1 split actually means you gain money. So it's $2,000 a share now, but once the split happens, all those shares are going to be a lot cheaper. So essentially all your shares individually are going to be worth more money in the long run. So you're just going to gain more money with that. Also with this company, looking forward to S&P 500 inclusion. There's no date on when that's going to happen. So hopefully it'll happen sometime soon. But once that happens, it's basically going to change the entire S&P 500, in my personal opinion. You have all these funds and all these people waiting around to put money into Tesla. Its market cap is going to go crazy, just like Apple's has gone crazy. And, just going to be interesting for the investment community as a whole if they get that. Yeah, nice. I didn't have that much money to buy to buy 6 more shares. But yeah, I think that was a good move to buy those shares. I was only able to get 2 because I bought some other stuff. But I was able to get 8 Apple ones, so I'm excited about that. Yep. So yeah, that was a nice play to do that. I had some Tesla options that I had, and I sold those and got a pretty nice profit off of that. If I would have held them longer, then I would have gotten more money. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. I think it was a good choice to rebalance your portfolio to do that. I think you'll definitely get a lot more money in the long run with Tesla. Especially if they get that S&P 500 inclusion. So yeah, I think it's a really good move in the positive direction on both ends. If you're able to lock in, getting just 1 share or 2 shares or however many shares you can afford of Tesla, I think it's going to be positive for everyone. So going into Plug Power, still bullish on this one. Their moving average 10 is $13.71. Moving average 50 is $13.07, and the moving average 100 is $12.17. They ended today at $13.67, and it looks like after hours they went down 5 cents to end it at $13.62. So still bullish, still on a good bullish uptrend. If you look at the VWAP14, looks like they're losing a little bit of steam volume-wise, and also looks like there are a little bit of mixed emotions as far as holding this stock were concerned. There still are some pretty big orders coming in for the positive, so we may see this reverse tomorrow and go up, but still going to keep my eyes out on this one and see how it performs in the long run. Jumping into Apple, Apple having a crazy day as well. Glad I was able to lock in those 6 shares. I think I got them at $4.62 a share. So I paid, a little bit of premium for it because it went down after that, which I was kind of upset about. It went up to like $4.60 something, and then it went down, and I was like, oh man, it's not going to go back up. So I bought around this price right here. Then the next day it went down, but it started to go back. It started to go back up after that. So I was happy to see that. And then it ended today at $473.10, and then after hours it went up $3.45. So that's fantastic to see it go up that much after hours, which to me means people are trying to buy it anticipating the split. Now this is a rally, in my opinion, based off of no news. So just based off the split, the 4-to-1 split that's going to happen. So just imagine what the rally is going to be once they release the new iPhone. I think, like I said yesterday, I think Tim Cook has done a fantastic job with this company. I think he's led them in the right direction. And, good to see the company as a whole, be able to profit from this pandemic situation because, between the pandemic and Steve Jobs dying, I think those are the two, most challenging times that this company has faced. But, they have basically, overcome this by, making cheaper products with the iPhone, I think iPhone SE, and, continuing to improve with OS 14. I know WWDC 2020 was very interesting. I was interested to see, all the developments that were coming. And with their moving from Intel chips to their own silicon chips that they're making themselves, pretty big moves for the company as a whole. So, WWDC 2020 was, I think, a foreshadow of how big of a move this company is making as a whole, and interested to see them continue to go up. Now, their split record date is going to be Friday as well. So just like Tesla, on this Friday will be the day that they record their split. So if you get the shares before Monday, then you will have 4 shares for every 1 share that you buy tomorrow. So for every 1 share you buy tomorrow of Tesla, you will have 5 shares after they split. And for every 1 share you have of Apple, you'll have 4 shares when they split. So going into Signmark, which was brought up yesterday, seems like they started a bullish uptrend. This morning they rallied quite a bit. So if we see on here, early morning they started off and just continued to go up and become bullish. The volume definitely increased. And I think this is also anticipation from, what AMC is doing with their whole opening back up and having cheaper tickets. So I think, it's following suit of that trend, even though AMD kind of fizzled off after their news. I think, they're kind of following suit with that stock-wise. So their moving average 10 is $12.15. Their moving average 50 is $11.80. And their moving average 100 is $11.89. So they ended today at $12.40. After hours went up 4 more cents to be at $12.44. So pretty good metric as far as that's concerned. Volume is still high for this one. On the left-hand side, we can see that a lot of orders came through. Very green. A couple of pretty big orders. So definitely going to look forward to see this one continue to go up tomorrow and could potentially, run up even more. Going into NEO, which is on the watch list. NEO has just continued to go down. It is still bearish. It has not crossed the moving average 100 line though, but it's in between that moving average 50 and moving average 100 line. I would still say that it is bearish. Looking for more updates on them to see, what they have going on with the company. And I think, one update or press release on, a new product or, management or whatever is going on with the company will definitely help the stock price. And it's in the EV spectrum. So, when news comes out about Tesla, look for NEO to go up. So I talked about this yesterday, but it's this weird trend on when groundbreaking news comes out for Tesla. It seems to move the entire EV world. But if we look on here as well, the opposite has happened. Since Tesla has broken out, I feel like a lot of people sold off all these other companies. Like if we look at NEO and we look at Nikola, they were been down today, and Tesla has continued to go up. So I think it was a couple of people, selling off their positions of these two to get in on Tesla. So just a theory that I have about that. And I think when Battery Day comes out for Tesla, you could definitely see NEO and Nikola probably go up as well. Go to AMC. They are still bullish. Moving average 10 on them is $5.52. Moving average 50 on them is $5.43. The moving average 100 is $5.25. And they ended the day at $5.69. They went down 5 cents after hours to be at $5.64. But not too bad. Still bullish. Still see them going up tomorrow. So I'll definitely look for them tomorrow to see this bullish trend continue to go up in anticipation of them opening their theaters. I think the day they opened them was today, if I'm not mistaken. So interested to see how that actually happened. They said they were changing their prices to be from their 1920 release prices. So I think they said theater tickets were like 15 cents a ticket. So interested to see how, they kept the social distancing thing under wraps with the opening of their theaters. So definitely looking for an update to that. But in the meantime, they are still bullish and going up. Going into Nikola. Nikola was down today to 40.94. But their after hours, they went up 12 more cents, which is not that much. Still bearish, in my opinion. Their moving average 10 is $41.17. Moving average 50 is $42.36. And the moving average 100 is $43.41. So they ended below all three of those metrics. The moving average 10, 50, and 100. So they are very bearish. But still looking at this one for the long term because they have Nikola World coming up in December. So in December, they're going to release the Badger, where they're going to be driving it around and have a little, obstacle course or test for it. So it's not going to be just a render, which is what we've seen thus far. And I think we actually saw a production model vehicle on Trevor Milton's Twitter page. So if you check out his Twitter page, there's actually a video of the Badger, but it's just stationary and like someone walking around it. It's not actually, being driven. And the inside, you can't see the inside of it. So looking forward to, actually see it driving, what the lights look like, the inside, dashboard, like a whole extensive review. And I think once that comes out, the stock will shoot up. Now, the highest that it's been has been around the 90s. It IPO'd around $20 a share, so it's still above IPO price, so it's not that low. It recently had shot up on news that Trevor Milton was talking to Hyundai about making hydrogen fueled cars, but that was just a rumor, so it went up just based off the rumor. So I think, you could see and track how much it went up based off of a rumor of it talking to Hyundai, and then compare that to how much you think it'll go up compared on Nikola World. So, Nikola World's not just going to be an update on the Badger, but it's going to be an update on the actual truck itself too. So, a lot of interesting things going on for that, and I think the stock price will go up on those updates. Going to AMD, AMD had a pretty good day today. It looks like they started a small breakout to be a little bit bullish. So I would look at that one for early morning price action. They ended very green. A lot of orders came through for that. So I would look forward to that for tomorrow. Probably going to be an early morning riser. As it has just had this small breakout. Volume on the VWAP 14 line seems to be going up as well. So yeah, I would definitely look at that. Moving average 10 is $82.41. Moving average 50 is $81.82. Moving average 100 is $81.56. And it ended the day at $82.77. After hours, it went up 6 more cents to end at $82.83. So pretty good metrics. Starting to be bullish yet again. And if you have seen AMD in the past, its rallies happen pretty fast. So look for that early morning. If you're interested in, calls or trading that, I would just say keep an eye out on it to see if it continues its uptrend. Going to American Airlines, they were bearish today. They were bullish the other day, where they went up a little bit. But it seemed like they kind of just went sideways all day today and went down. And just interested to see that one go back up. The whole, service industry is trying to rebound. So, I would definitely keep an eye out on that one. Oracle went sideways as well today and went down a little bit. It looks like after hours they went up 18 cents, but still going sideways in my personal opinion. I don't think we're going to see any more dramatic price action from that until we get news about their deal with TikTok or how that deal is going to be performing. Carnival Cruise seems to be pretty bearish at the moment, but it looks like it may possibly be bullish. It went up 12 cents after hours to end it at $14.66, and it's very close to crossing that moving average 50 line. So I would keep an eye out on Carnival Cruise for tomorrow to see how they perform early morning. Baba, which we went over earlier, Alibaba kind of went sideways all day today, but at the end of the day, it seemed like they tried to rally just a little bit. So looking forward to see that one go up. It is very close to its all-time highs, which I think is like 260 something. So, depending on, how this starts off early in the morning, it could be a potential breakout for that one. Ross, after earnings, still going down, seems to be going sideways. The earnings were not too good, so I definitely expect to see that one to just continue to go down. Going into Southwest Airlines, it is starting a very small bullish trend upward. It may be an early morning riser, so I would keep that one close eye on that one as well, as the moving average 10 line has crossed the moving average 50 line, but it hasn't crossed the moving average 100 line. But it seems like volume is starting to increase as well. So when volume increases, the moving average 10 line starts to go up. It can start the beginning of a bullish uptrend. So keep your eyes on that one for tomorrow. Sorrento Therapeutics still very bearish in my opinion. Waiting for news and update on that one from the company in order to see this one begin to move. Going into Moderna. Moderna is still going sideways in my opinion, and still waiting on news for the update on that one, as well as INO. INO, denoted by the chart on here, is is bullish. Because their moving average 10 is above their moving average 50 and moving average 100. But still, I think, they have potential to go up even higher. I've seen them, a lot higher than what they currently are at. So, they definitely have potential to go up even further. But these are companies that are in the vaccine niche. So I would say, updates from them is what drives their stock price. OPKO still looks to be bearish. They do a lot of testing, so testing they're the number one tester for the NBA. So their company provides the tests for all the athletes, trainers, and coaches. So they have a lot of money coming into them, but I think updates as well is another thing that they're gonna thrive off of. So until they get another update, I think the stock's gonna continue to go sideways. As well as for Express Spa, they thrive off updates as well because they're in the testing niche as well. When it comes to vaccine stocks and testing stocks, their stocks seem to go a lot sideways because they're fueled off news. It seems like a lot of people pump money into the stocks once the news comes out and they become very bullish. But if it goes a while without news, I think a lot of people sell off their positions and just take profits. Going into GAN, looks like they are still bullish. Went over their earnings earlier in the video, so just rewind that. You can figure out about that one. Going into SHLL, which is Tortoise Acquisition Corporation. This is the company that will become Helion once their merger is complete. They look to be pretty bullish today, even though their moving average 50 line is above here. If we look on here, they've starting to curl upwards. So I would look for that one in the morning as an early morning riser. As well, I'll put it on my list. And even after hours, they went up 33 cents. So I would definitely put that one on my list to look at. LCA, same thing. Went up, towards after hours, went up quite a bit. Put that on your list to look at for tomorrow. DraftKings is about to cross the moving average 50 line with the moving average 10 line. So that may denote that is a possible bearish trend is about to happen. But I would definitely keep a close eye on that to see if that happens. If it starts to go down below this level, then it will become bearish. But it could do the opposite and be bullish as well. So keep your eyes out on that one. Drop a comment down below to what stocks you guys are looking at. I'll try to add them to the list. I'll try to go over and get some background information and give my analysis of it. Also, in the community tab, I have plays for the week. The only play we have left for this week is Foot Locker. Looking for Foot Locker to turn around. Possibly. Don't know. Look like they were pretty red today. Let me go look at Foot Locker before. So let's add it to the list. So yeah, Foot Locker is looking pretty bullish. Pretty bearish at the current moment. But who knows tomorrow if the earnings comes out and is really good, it may shoot up. So definitely keep a close eye on that. If it starts to go up, early morning before, the market opens, or once the market opens, you may be able to catch that run up. So I would definitely just keep an eye out on that. And that's the last one for this week. On the community tab is where you can find all the plays for the week. I'll try to do plays for next week. I'll try to go over those as well. Also on the community tab, I got merch. So, I got some shirts and stuff on a website. So you can go check that out. Also, try to put some more polls in the community tab as well. Just some stuff about stocks, hopefully to help people out. If you're interested in learning on how to get dividends, I have a playlist for that. So check the playlist to learn how to build a dividend portfolio. Also down below, description tab, if you want to sign up with Webull and get 2 free stocks where you deposit $100 or more into an account, I have that link down below. Or if you prefer to sign up for Robinhood, I have a link for that down below as well in the description to check that out. This is from the perspective of Webull, if you're wondering. So I like to use them for my charts because their chart analysis is really good. But for trading, I use both platforms. So to each his own. I don't have a preference on which one is better and which one isn't better. I use both of them. And yes, you can have 2 different trading accounts at the same time. I know someone asked me that question beforehand, was like, can you have 2 trading platforms? Do I have to choose one or the other? You can have 2. You can have 2 different ones. Some people like to use both or one or the other, but I prefer to use both. So that's just me, in my opinion. So I hope this video helped you all out. If you're interested in the earnings, make sure to rewind this video to go look at those. Good luck to everybody trading out there. I hope everybody's able to lock in profits. Hope these videos are helping you all. I hope you're getting good information from it to show you all that, just average investors can make profits in the market. You don't have to have millions of dollars to begin trading. You don't have to sign up for some expensive course to pay, to learn how to trade. Information is out there for free. So I'm trying to give the information to everybody, just show how you can do your own due diligence. Don't let the information stop with me. Make sure you go and study up on some of these stocks if you're interested in the stock. Just go and Google the stock. All the publicly traded stocks have investor tabs. That's for regular stocks, dividend stocks, growth stocks. They all have investor relations tabs in the actual website of the company where you can get all this information and learn about earnings. You can actually listen to the earnings when they come live. You can go, acquire about what the company's doing, the press releases about new products and stuff that come out, all things that can help you become a better, well-rounded trader. And then also, you don't have to trade every day. So, I know there's a misconception about, day trading and, I got to have a trade every day, every trade every day. I got to make money every day. Got to lock in profits every day. You can have one trade a week. You can have one trade every 2 weeks. You can have one trade a month. But, it depends on your style of trading, and also use a lot of risk management, which is, don't, spend all the money that you have day trading because that will make you an emotional trader, and it just will psychologically ruin you. Trust me, I know having, all that money in your account, trying to get it to grow can be nerve-wracking at times, but I would say, start with baby steps and try to read more, try to learn more information because this is truly the only thing that I know of that by the more information that you learn, the more money you can make. So it benefits you to learn about different plays. There's some traders who do live trading during the market hours. So I'd advise you to look at those if you're looking for real time, analysis. There's no, problem with that. But good luck to everybody out there trading. Hope the videos helped you. I'll see you guys next time.